Hello, everybody. This is the Witty Writers Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm here with a fantastic Ashley LaRue.
Oh my gosh, stop it. You're amazing.
You are so well. Do you know what? I've been so excited all weekend because I absolutely love your book, which is a fantastic new release. And you're a children's book author.
Yes. Yes. This has been a dream of mine. I've said this to other people, but this has been a dream of mine my whole life. So like when I was able to get that book, I like bawled like a baby.
Oh. I'm so excited for you. We've already got people who are joining us already. So everybody who's joining in, please say hello. And if you've got any questions for Ashley, please pop them up so we can see them. Now, I just want to say a huge congratulations, Ashley, because you've got a new baby.
I do. She is my fourth. Yes, little Lillian. I'm so excited. We've got Charlotte, Lewis, Emily, and now Lillian. So yes, very busy household. So like I said to you earlier, if I have to go nurse her, I hope everyone understands that might be done.
Babies come first. If she wakes up and she needs you, we can always carry on another time. So babies come first.
Sweet.
Well, do you know, I'm a mother of four myself. So, you know, I've been there, done it. And my God, when I had baby number 3, they were literally 2, 1, and 0. It was like having triplets.
Well, girl, you look amazing, first off. But like secondly, that's also brilliant that you're able to be that mama.
Good makeup and lighting, Ashley. Good makeup and lighting. That's all I can say. We've already got a comment. Look, let's have a look. Leandro says, "Hey, Snoopy."
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! He was my best friend in high school. He was a foreign exchange student from Brazil. Oh my god! Oh my gosh! I love that. I haven't seen him since high school. I love you. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Hi, Sunny.
Well, listen, you need to share Ashley's books in your part of the world because she's just released her new book. So get sharing, friend.
Yes, 100%. Oh my gosh, I love that guy. He's wonderful. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. You made my day.
That is lovely. We've also got Heather who's joined us. Heather's just, oh gosh, my light just went off for no reason then. Let me just.
You still look great.
I think I moved something. Heather's just joined us. She says, "Hi, ladies," from Gemma and I. Gemma's
hello.
She's super sweet. They're both avid readers. They really are. And Heather's actually just started a new book club. So have a look, everybody, because it's absolutely fantastic.
Yes, that's wonderful. Good for you, girl.
She's very active with a book club, which is brilliant. We've also got Josephine from the UK.
Hello.
He says, "Hi, please." They're all coming in thick and fast. So, Ashley, oh my gosh. I mean, this year, considering we've had a pandemic, you've been a very, very busy lady. You've had a baby. You've been looking after your other children as well. And you've just released a fantastic children's book, which I absolutely love. Can we see it?
Oh, yes, because you mentioned me. So here,
look at that. Home is Love.
Yes. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm off on my camera. I'm so sorry. No, and then Kayla Olsen Surface is the illustrator, and she is brilliant. Like, she's amazing. And one of the main things I mentioned to her was, I was like, can you make sure there are hearts on every page? Because I wanted the kids to get involved and like find, like, you know, because since it's about home and love and all that stuff, I was like, have them be involved and find hearts on each page, because that would be a beautiful thing for them to be able to find that. And she did that, and she did a beautiful job. She was amazing. So good for her.
She is absolutely fantastic, super talented. And we've been watching some of her illustration videos as well, and her talent is just endless.
Yeah, no, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was gonna say the whole team is absolutely, literally brilliant, because they always make sure, and like as an author, sometimes you're worried like, my voice is going to get lost, or they're going to take my story, but then they're going to change it and they're going to alter it to like what they want and not what I was writing, you know? And they've been amazing. They like the illustrations, she always contacted me, the editing always so the book really was what I wrote, and it made me feel just so empowered to know like I did this. And obviously they helped me, duh, because they published it. But like yeah, they're amazing humans.
They're really fantastic team. They really, really are. Is she okay?
Well, she is. I'm actually I'm currently nursing her because this is what mamas do that are breastfeeding. Her eyes are closed, so I'm gonna nurse her while I talk to you, girlfriend, because
do you know what? I have so been there.
Yeah. So my mom's actually here, which is fantastic, but she's not bottle fed yet. So
no, you carry on, darling. I was just saying about the different children books that I was into when I was younger. And do you know what, Ashley? I really, really wish that your book was around when I was a kid, because your book it's all about different types of families, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, in various dynamics. So it's parents getting divorced, or you know, it can relate to children in the foster system or who are up for adoption. I know you were a preschool teacher as well. Do you think being a preschool teacher and the fact that you've got your own children and have had these life experiences, has that been your greatest motivation for writing this book?
Well, yes. I mean, I've worked with special needs. I've worked with preschool children, the whole gamut. I've always loved children. I've always loved how everyone has just different paths. I feel like God's given us all different paths, and you know, and sometimes you don't choose the one that you really care to go on, but it's like so that was basically the point of the book, was it's like I've met all of those different people that didn't feel wanted or needed, and whether it was about divorce or not. But the reason I wrote the book was because of my children and because of the experience we had gone through. Because like I had mentioned in other interviews or talked to people, I just wanted them to know that like no matter what, they were always loved, and that like their father and I didn't work out in the fact that we tried, don't get me wrong, but the reason they were created, as I've said before, is because they needed to be created, and there's a special purpose for their existence. And so, yeah, him and I didn't work out, but that doesn't mean, I mean, our love is so strong for them, if that makes sense. And so that was the main reason of the book. But also, like, then when my publisher mentioned about, like you had said about social working, oh, it's okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. But like, oh, she burped. There we go. But like social workers and stuff wanted the book, and for the foster kids, it's like I didn't think about that. I just was thinking about my experience when it came to divorce and the children, and I thought, oh my gosh, what a beautiful message to send them as well. That hey, there's love. There's a home for you, and you can find that home, and people will love you for everything that exactly you are. And that's what I find is beautiful, that I'm glad other people can relate to that. And it's not just about divorce, you know?
I think it's absolutely amazing. I really, really do, because especially nowadays in this modern era, there are so many different types of home. You know, it's not always a husband and wife. Sometimes it's a wife and wife, or a husband and husband, you know, or you know, biracial families.
Yes.
You know, which I was brought up in, you know, so I think it's absolutely amazing because, you know, you and Kayla, it's not just all about one particular family, is it? You show of multiple types of family.
And that was a huge, and I'm sorry, I was just going to say though, and that was a huge point that when we were discussing about illustrations and the pictures of different families, that was a huge point to me too, is because my husband's mother is with a beautiful gal, and so they have a wonderful home and they're amazing, and we have our situation, and we're, you know, I have an ex-husband, you know, I mean, people there, like you said, there's biracial families, the whole thing, and it's just like, it doesn't matter. I mean, love, loss, all of that can hit every single person, and I feel like people need to remember there's that connection. Even if you feel different, it's like people can still relate and can still love you, and you know what I mean? Like I said, you can always find a home. And so that was the main point. Like I said, I wrote the book, you know, for my children, for them to understand that love and loss and things like that. But I'm so happy that other people can relate and can understand that.
I think that's fantastic. Honestly, I really, really do. We've got some more people who are joining us as well. Let me just go and pop them on so we can say hello. Oh, look, my mum has joined us from the UK. Hello, Mum.
You have a lovely daughter. She is fantastic. I've got to tell you.
You're so sweet.
Well, I'm being honest. I think you're wonderful.
My mum is biased, but she's my greatest fan. I love her. My idol. Oh, there we go. So Heather mentioned somebody that she used to read when she was a kid, Amelia Bedelia. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of her, Heather. I'm gonna have to check her out.
I know who Amelia Bedelia is. I gotcha. Yeah.
Is she an American author?
Oh no, Amelia Bedelia is like a book. It's this fun little, it's a children's book. I used to read it when I was a kid too. Like I can't remember honestly if she was like a maid or something, or she took care of the kids. I don't remember, but you can, if she needs to write.
I will have to have a look. Kirsten's joined us. She says Ashley is truly delightful. I agree.
She would. I love you. She's amazing.
She really, really is. We've got Nadia who's joined us as well. She says, "Way to go, Ashley." Hi.
Oh, hello, beautiful girl. And she just saw her great grandchildren. I just read on her Facebook feed because of the COVID stuff that's been going on. Because that's amazing. She's been able to see them, right? So, like, congratulations. I'm glad you're able to see them again and be connected, because that's a beautiful thing.
That is fantastic. And Nadia, I was actually watching you on your show earlier today. You're lovely. We've also got a comment. Oh, Leandro says Ashley has always had a thing that she loves to live. So she always wanted everyone to do. I think that is lovely.
Oh my gosh, I love that man. He is fantastic. Oh, forget it.
I can see why you was with friends at school. That is so cool. We've got Sherry Brown who's joined us. She says, "Hi, ladies." And
hello.
She also says, "Love is love." Absolutely.
100% agreed. No matter where it's from or who's involved, 100%. Yes.
Absolutely. Sherry says, "You are new to me, so nice to meet you." Oh, that's very lovely.
Thank you. That's
so sweet. And Heather says, "I love your energy and the message of your book."
Thank you. Yes. And I mentioned this to other people too, where my whole thing is I wanted to reach young children, and the fact that that's when they're impressionable in the fact of like knowing like, hey, I can be who I am and people will love me, and I'm gonna, versus an adult who might have already been jaded by this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I just really wanted children to know how important love is, and to give that love to others as well. And you could create a home for someone else.
To be honest with you, I honestly think that many parents or couples that do separate or split up or divorce or whatever, I think a lot of people do struggle to try and explain to their children that it doesn't matter if they're apart all of a sudden, they're loved in both places. And obviously sometimes grandparents step in to help out as well, and they're loved there. And I think it's important for parents to have a tool if they can't communicate to their children in a comfortable way. It's nice that you've literally given them a tool to help them explain.
Right. Well, and as you can tell, I'm a talker. I'm an extrovert. I love people. I want to just like I said, some people could go, "Oh, she's fake because she's just compliments all the time." But the way I look at life is, if you're able to be that light in someone's life, and they might not see that positive thing about them, why not you tell them that positive thing, and then maybe they can realize that about themselves. So that's how I've always dealt with life. And my kids' father and I, that was kind of the same thing, where it's like him and I aren't on the same wavelengths about things, but I will never once say a negative thing to them ever about their father, because they love him and they are half of him, half of me, if that makes sense. And I would never say anything to make them feel a certain way, because it's like, no, he loves them, I love them, and they were created because we were together at one point. And I don't ever want them to think a certain way about that. Do you know what I mean? I want them to love us both and love themselves and not think negatively of themselves. Do you know what I mean? And so this child is just eating like crazy. But so I don't even remember where I was going with that. But that's the main thing. I just want people to realize that about their own lives, is just, even if your parents are together or not, they love you so much. And I wanted my children to know that, and I want other people to know that. And if you can't communicate that with your children or other people, I want them to realize that you have a voice. And if you want to ask questions or talk, that children do understand those things. And I think it's so important for them to talk, to be able to talk to their parents or someone else about that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I really, really do. And I think even though we try and shield our children, from situations and life changes and everything else. I think a lot of children, even young children, pick up on a lot more than we realize. You know, they hear things, they might not understand it, but they can hear things, they can read their parents' emotions, big time, you know, and they pick up on all of that. So I think having a book like yours that, you know, is puts it in such a lovely way. Do you know what I mean? It really is.
Well, and my daughter and like I said, I've mentioned this before to other people, but like my eldest daughter, Charlotte, she just turned 7, and she was the basis of the book, because she's the one that actually came to me and was like, Mommy, like, she's like, where is my home? And that, like, my heart was like, oh, like, because she said, she goes, I live with you, and, you know, but I love Daddy too. And like, and she's a lot like me, where like, she just doesn't want to hurt people, and she just wants to show love all the time or whatever. So for her, she's always like, where's, you know, I don't want Daddy to feel bad, but I don't want you to feel, you know, it was just, oh, she's just such a beautiful heart. But anyways, and that was why literally the basis was home is love, is because I wanted her to know you never have to choose, you never have to pick. It's not about that. It's about loving, and that wherever you feel that love is your home, you know, no matter who you live with. And so, yeah, she definitely, then like I said before, once I read her the book, she's crying and she's like, Mommy, that's exactly how I felt. And I was just like, oh my God, I love you so much. Like, and we just cried together. And like I said, then my son was just like, that was a good book, Mom. Okay, I'm gonna play Legos. And then, you know, and then my youngest Emily, so Charlotte was all about it. Lewis was like, yeah, that was good job, Mom. And like, let's play. And then Emily is so little, she just wanted to like, she just was like, yeah, and like, just, and then Lily wasn't even born yet. Yeah.
Oh. Well, because she was carrying her, she was actually part of your process.
That's true. Yes. That is very true. Yeah, she's actually looking around. Do you see? Oh, there's my bra. Uh-oh, can I not see? Oh, there you go, girl. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. Hi. Yeah. Her dad is in the home too. But anyway, yeah. So, but they all love the book, and I love being able to read that to them, and to like, and then if there were questions that I could explain to them. And I'm just a super open book. I mentioned that to you before the interview. It's like, I'm not someone that, I don't want to keep secrets. I don't want to be like, no, I think it's so important, especially like I told you with children. It starts young. And so it's like, you should be able to speak to them and open and honest. And if they have questions, you talk to them and you inform them, like, this is what I feel, and it's okay if you feel differently, but I'll still love you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, children literally digest way more than people realize. In any sort of dialogue, or basically enabling your children to be able to be honest about their feelings and talk about it and say, I feel this way and I'm confused about this situation.
Yes.
Giving them the tools to be able to do that is so important. And I think having any sort of relationship, an open relationship with your children, is absolutely invaluable. Right. Now, I know you have obviously future books planned, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yes.
But I do think your books are super important. I mean, they're beautiful books.
Thank you.
Fantastically illustrated. And I wish, as I said, I wish books like yours were around when I was a child, but also I wish that I'd have found books similar to yours when my children were younger. Yeah. Because my children lost their grandfather quite young. And that was a tough one to try and explain.
Yeah.
You know, it really, really was. But so I think books like yours that give children the tools to verbalize how they're feeling is just fantastic.
Well, and thank you. That's so nice.
Well, it's true. Honestly, I think giving kids any kind of tools to help them go through new emotions is just critical.
Right.
We really do. We've got some more comments coming on.
Okay.
Alert. Nadia says, what you see is what you get. She's so lovely. She really, really is.
About me or about
possibly both. Sherry says, could you please show your book again, if possible? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I love it. Oh, and Sherry's going all gooey over Lillian. I don't blame it. It's a good job I can't have any more children. I'd be getting so
You were so funny. I know. She sleeps like a champ, but yeah, no, I'm like, this would be her wake time. But she's like, hey, I just want to hang out with you guys.
My husband says I'm replacing our children with dogs because every time one of our kids leaves, we get another dog.
Oh my God, yeah, we have 2 dogs too. I mean, it's a full freaking house. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, that's so funny because back in the UK, before we had to move to America, we had a whole menagerie going on. I had a dog, 4 cats. 2 of my cats used to have sons and fish. Oh, you name it, and plus 4 children. It was like chaos.
Oh, funny.
Kirsten says, "What a darling, too sweet."
Oh yes. Look at you, you're wonderful.
We're all falling in love with Lillian. Joanne's joined us as well. She says, "Hi, Beth and Ashley." She's in the UK.
Oh, hello.
She's an avid reader. And Danny's joined us. Hey, Danny. She says, "Hello, enjoying hearing about your book."
Oh, well, thank you.
And Sherry says, "I love it. Thank you." So she appreciates you showing your book again. Now,
Good.
obviously, you've just released this one, and I have to say the reviews are absolutely fantastic, and I'm not surprised. I can imagine your book in every library and school and everything because it's so fantastic. What sort of books do you have planned for the future? Because I know this is just the start of your whole new career path, which is super exciting. So what other books are you going to do? Are you going to do the same sort of books with, tools and messages for children?
Yeah, well, and that was kind of the point of them, is because kind of like what you said, it's like I want there to be a strong message throughout, like kind of like a series of books. And I'm not saying I wouldn't eventually branch off into other things, because I love poetry. I love a bunch of different things. But my first 3 for sure, I just kind of want there to be a theme where, like I said, the first one is like a family, like I said, whether it's divorce, whether foster care, whether just in general your parents aren't together or you're not with them, right? That home is love. Like I said, you will find that where you feel the most love and admired, and like for just everything you are, right? So that's kind of the first one, but then it kind of delves into like my next one that I'm in the process of going through the whole thing. But that's then now when the mom or father finds somebody else. How does the child, because I know a lot of children, my children as well, like they love their stepfather, but they're like, how can I love him but still love my dad and there not be hurt feelings? And you know what I mean? And so that's kind of the next book. You delve into that, where it's like, guess what? You can love, a different amount of people, and that's okay. And the more love to share is a beautiful thing. You don't have to feel guilty about that. And so that's kind of the next one. And then now, like, since Lily's born, she fell asleep right there. Okay. All right. She's used to mama's voice. She's checking all the time. Then I want to move forward and then describe, like, okay, so let's say another child's introduced to the family, but it's not your mom and dad's child. Get what I'm saying? So so they're still your sibling and you love them, but how does that get introduced to the family, and what happens there, and how can you love that child? Like, so I just, again, theme of all of my life, and that's what I'm always trying to portray, is love. Regardless if you agree with someone or not, how can you still find love in your heart to understand that person? And so I want that to stem to my children's books as well, is to, like, okay, if a child has a question, how can you answer that question and they can understand it? And it's not just an adult jab into them,
Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. Now, with this whole pandemic thing and everything, obviously so many families have lost, family members, close friends, etc. And put a dampener on the interview, but I myself know quite a few of my children's friends who have lost grandparents and older relatives because of the pandemic. Has that sort of inspired you to write books with regards to loss as well? Because obviously that can be quite traumatic for young children as well. 1 minute they're family members there, next minute they're gone, and where are they?
Right, 100%. Well, it actually, I have ideas swirling in my head all the time, but like my own grandmother has Lewy body, disease. And so so she's got the memory loss. And so there are things that, like, even when somebody doesn't pass away, sometimes that even affects, because it's like, that's not the person you grew up with. And it's like, and I will not judge her for what's happening now, because I know her heart. I know who she really was, and that kind of thing. And I feel like, same with death. Children, it's even as an adult, I don't even like talking about it. But I think it's really important to be able to have that conversation. And like I said, to relate, especially to children, because like you said, all of a sudden this person's here, now they're not. What do I do with this information? I love this person. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. And so, yeah, that's actually something, look at you, you're brilliant. That was something that eventually I want to kind of delve into as well, after like kind of the family dynamic part of like my books. I kind of wanted to go toward that. And like I said, what I want to express is just to help children, because I feel like she burned. Oh my God, girl. So no, and that's what like I said, my whole life, if anything I can do is to help people, to show love and to inspire people to then give that love out to others. That's what I want to do. And that's not like, I'm not trying to be a certain way. I just genuinely, that's always been my heart, is I just want to help people.
Leonardo says, I wish I had that book when my parents got divorced.
Oh, Leandro, I love you.
Yeah.
Well, and that's really sweet. And like, I'm glad that hopefully he can still, I mean, I know it's not the same because obviously it's a children's book. Well, Here's my quotes, air quotes. But I still feel like if other people read it, it still conveys that truth to them, because all of those beautiful things that you can find in a home, you can find that as an adult, you can find that as a teenager. Like I said, I don't want to negate other people's feelings, even if they're not children, because those are valid. And that's why I wrote the book, is it's like you can find love and you can find that home, even if maybe you are not a child now. You can still find that, and there's always hope. That's my main thing, is please don't ever give that hope up, because you can find it. I know you can.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I really, really do. Nadia says, just listening to Ashley perks up my day. She's so lovely. She really, really is. Now, do you think
she's brilliant? I love that gal.
Do you think that your work with special needs and working as a preschool teacher, do you think that's given you invaluable emotional tools to be able to articulate your books?
I mean, yes, I definitely think that helps, because I work with children, but I also have children of my own, so I'm obviously with kids in general. But I've just always had that connection, to children, to people that have special needs. I don't know what it is. I've just always really gravitated toward that. Just because, like I said, I think maybe because they're the most vulnerable, and I wanted always for them to feel love and for them to know that they are validated in how they feel. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter if, like I said, there's a special needs aspect to it. I feel like people are like, everyone should have love in their lives, but I definitely think that it does help, that I have that background, because like I said, I went to school. There are certain things you do learn in school as well about certain things that can help, just with temperament and personality and things you learn. So yeah, that definitely helps. But I also feel like there's a part of me that's just, I've always connected with understanding how children, their thought process, or someone that they might not feel that love. I've always been able to, I feel like I can give that, if that makes sense. And that's not like ooh, look at me, like a brag. It's just me, it makes me feel really valued that I'm able to do that for other people.
And my children, I mean, as I said, I've got 4 as well. And some of the things that they've come out with, oh my God, they've literally just cracked me up. The stories I could tell are just, I could write a whole book just on their funny moments. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. And it's so funny too. That's why I love when people like I'm all about advice. I don't hate on anyone that wants to give other people advice, but it's so funny because it's like, okay, every kid's different. Every kid has a different personality, a different temperament. I mean, heck, even my own kids, like I said, my eldest daughter, Charlotte, so sensitive. And like, if you even you don't even have to reprimand her. You just go, was that a good decision? She'll be like, I'm so sorry, Mom. I love you so much. But then my son Lewis is like, oh, I love him, but he definitely has more of that, just that quick, I don't know how to explain it. And then my daughter, Emily, she's kind of the same way as him. And then Lily, we shall see what you are, my darling. But no, but it's so it doesn't matter whether they're your own children. It's like they are just all different and they have their own beautiful qualities. But yeah, it's okay that they have different personalities and temperaments, but you can't do the same thing for each one. Because they need different things, and that's what you have to provide for that child, regardless if they're all the same from your womb.
It's true. It's absolutely true. Like my oldest, if he was any more laid back, it'd be horizontal. My second oldest, Holly, oh my gosh, when she was young, you couldn't say, Holly, go and do that, please. because the moment you try and tell her to do something, she would automatically get so defiant. I don't want to do that. Why do I have to do that? So you'd have to go, Holly, would you mind doing that, Mummy? I just go, okay then.
Oh my God, that's awesome. 100% though, seriously. So that's why it's like, you know, all these moms out there, like, that they feel bad, like, oh, my kid doesn't do this or that, or my other kid. It's like, don't even worry about it. Everybody, like, that's the thing too, like, people are so focused on social media. And that's another point of why I wrote the book too, is it's like, people, you know, some people are super negative on, you know, certain social media platforms. Other people are like, oh my God, my life is perfect, blah, 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 whatever. And it's like, okay, find the middle ground. Because it's like, life is life. Things are going to be thrown at you, and it's how you deal with it. And like, that's why I said to my kids too. It's like, you know, it's beautiful to have emotions, and you can definitely emote whatever you feel. But it's if you're hurting others with that emotion, that's the difference. Is it's like, feel how you feel, and that's fine. But how are you going to react to others? You know, and so it's like, so no. So I just think it's so funny. People are like, oh, it's like, no, just your kids are, everyone's who they are. Love them and just help them as they need it.
Oh, I absolutely agree, and I think as authors, we especially at the moment with the pandemic, we heavily rely on social media because we've got no other option right now. But I'm with you. I mean, I don't share everything. I'm just not that type of person. But I do enjoy sharing funny stuff. If my dog does something stupid or funny, or one of my kids does something stupid or funny, obviously I ask them first. I think, positivity is so important, especially at the moment, because so many people are feeling so down with being isolated. But I try to sort of never share anything negative. Because I don't want to make people feel bad, just or bad for me. I don't want people to feel bad for me, So all of that. So I'm like you. I'm like Miss Little Ray of Sunshine. I think that's what it be.
Well, and that's a beautiful thing. And like I said, that's what I try to do. Is just like, you want to be that positive light that like can brighten somebody's day and like show that love and that kindness and happiness. But I'm not going to fake my life and go, oh, everything's perfect all the time, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you want to be that brightness, but you also don't want to, dim other people's lights, but being like, my life is perfect and yours stinks. It's like, no, that's not the case. Everyone's, you know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. Be that positivity, but also relate to people that are like, things aren't going so great in my life. And it's like, okay, well, let's talk about it. Let's kind of have that conversation, because that's always been my thing. I always want to make sure that if someone is feeling low, that I can be like, let's take you out of that and let's try to find the goodness in your life.
Absolutely. We've got some more comments popping up, so I'm going to quickly pop them up for you. Sherry says, Ashley, you have a wonderful personality and heart.
My goodness, Sherry Brown, you're fabulous.
She's lovely. She really, really is. She says, it makes life interesting for sure. That is absolutely true. Sherry says, I am a twin and we are so different.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and I went to school with 2 sets of twins, and both sets were completely different to each other.
Isn't that crazy? Well, I went to school with triplets, and it's just like, of course there's that physical similarity, of course. But yeah, they all just 3 unique, beautiful girls, and it was awesome getting to know each one of them, because it's like, it doesn't matter that you're all sisters or that you're triplets. It's like, you guys have interesting personalities and you're amazing. And I'm glad that they each knew that about themselves. You know what I mean? I didn't feel jaded by having a triplet situation.
Joanne says, my 2 girls, one is stroppy and the other is horizontal, as in laid back. 23 and 24. Do you know, I think nature designs our kids that way, because
100%.
I think they tend to complement each other. My daughter Holly, she's the fiery one, and she'll give my eldest a bit more oomph if he needs to go and sort something out. You go and deal with that. Whereas, my eldest Thomas, he's more likely to say to Holly, Oh, you don't need to get stressed about that. It's, it's not a big deal. So they do complement each other and bring out the best in each other, I think.
Well, no, and 100% I agree with that, because like you were saying about your not your siblings, your children, but like that's the same thing where it's like, I feel like, or just life in general, I feel like there are people in your life, like I'm super like bam, 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 I'm like crazy, and some people are like, oh, she is too much for me, but a lot of my friends then are like the opposite of me, where they're calmer, and like my husband's amazing, but he's definitely more like chill and laid back. But I feel like you need that in your life, because like you said, it's like one thing might bring you up, another might kind of rein you in, but in positive ways. You know what I mean? And so I definitely think that that's totally truth to,
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I've got an announcement, because as everybody who's watching knows, every week, or every show episode, we do a giveaway, and Ashley has very kindly offered to give away a signed copy of Home is Love. If we could see the book cover again, Ashley, that would be lovely. Sorry, I'm just trying to juggle with the baby look. Home is Love. It is beautiful.
The shaking. So sorry about that.
It is beautiful. Now the giveaway is for US only. Unfortunately, it's just too expensive for authors like ourselves to send them all off in different countries. It's ridiculous. She's on the nip of quick, bless her. But she has very kindly offered to do a signed book giveaway. All you have to do to enter is to share Ashley's interview. The more shares you do, the more entries you will get, and you could win that absolutely fabulous book. Now, last Monday, I interviewed Paul Coode, who's another children's author, but for young adults. And the winner is actually watching right now. So Joanne Shaz, you won Paul Coode's book for sharing last week's interview. So congratulations to Sharon, or as I know as Sharon, because we went to school together, actually. Very
look at that.
Show my age. But yeah, she got pulled out in the draw. So congratulations, Sharon. If you could message Paul, I know you might have seen the message already I sent you earlier, but if you didn't, if you could message Paul Coode and just let him know your address, and then he can send a copy your way. Ashley, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes, thank you. No kidding you. I've been super duper excited to meet you, because I was like, she is so stinking adorable, and your emails are amazing and lovely, and I think you're beautiful. I really do. I've watched some of your interviews, and I was like, I'm super pumped to meet this wonderful gal, because I think you're fabulous.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel really good, especially as I'm turning the big 50 this year.
Stop! Oh my God, stop it.
I know.
You are gorgeous. Don't even worry about, go live your life. Have fun. You look great.
I'm hoping that's why the wrinkles aren't here yet, because I don't stress about shit. Life is too short. Now, when are you hoping to release the next books? Just to let our viewers know.
Well, I think it should be around summertime. Well, just because I even told the lovely people I work with, I was like, I'm having a baby, and this is the 4th. I said, so things are going to get a little crazy, and I'm like, I need to focus on, my children and the whole thing. But I was able to still kick that through, and so hopefully summertime, the next one should be released, or around that time. I don't want to for sure say, I don't know for sure, but yeah, I really want to do that, and then hopefully the next one after that. I just, like I said, if I'm able to, with my words and with Kayla's beautiful, visuals and stuff, can inspire and create that happiness and love in people's homes and lives. That's all I ever want. So hopefully I'm able to, that comes out, and then the next one, either end of the year or beginning of next. I love being able to help people.
Oh, I'm stoked.
Thank you.
Kirsten has very kindly shared some links on the side in the comments. And I've actually listed all your other links, actually attached them to the interview. So they are all there. So everybody who's watching, please check out Ashley's fantastic new release. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's a fantastic gift. If you have, if you're yourself in a situation where you're going through separation, divorce, or, a child that's in the foster system, or anybody, parent or child, that could do with this beautiful book to help them articulate how they're feeling, buy it, because it is absolutely fantastic. And you can actually contact your libraries and schools and ask them to actually have it in stock as well, because that's how authors get their books shared, is by people saying, I would like to borrow that from the library. Can you get it in, please? So and make sure you review, everybody. Make sure you leave reviews.
Yes.
I can already see some people sharing. So thank you very, very much.
Oh, you're magnificent. I love y'all.
They're absolutely fantastic. Ashley, would you mind just keeping up with the comments for the next week, just for people who aren't able to join us live, but would still like to ask you questions, if that's okay. And just to let everybody know, you can actually catch up with this episode and all our previous episodes on my new podcast, which I have got the links up all on my pages. So if you want to listen to our interviews and Ashley in your car or while you're supposed to be working, and for all the authors who are watching, don't forget to join Autumn and I's new group, which is Write Better, Author Smarter, for lots of tips and advice. Ashley, you are an absolute darling.
Oh my gosh! Like I said, you are beautiful, girlfriend. You are just amazing, and I was super excited. This whole interview has been wonderful, and thanks for letting me have my beautiful baby. And I wish my other babies could have been around. They're amazing as well. But thank you for letting me do that. And but I hope you all understood what was happening.
Well, I don't know about everybody else, but I thought seeing Lily was a bit of a bonus.
You're like, who wants to see this gal? Let's get to the baby. No, thank you. I really appreciate it. And this was absolutely lovely. And you are a beautiful soul. And thank you so much for everything. You're so wonderful.
Well, I think you're fantastic. And I hope you'll come back towards the end of the year and join us again when your next book comes out.
Heck yes. Oh my God. If you want me, I 100% will come back.
Party. Yes. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, that's perfect.
Thank you, darling. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And we'll see you on Thursday for the next episode of the Witty Writers Show.
Perfect.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.